Daishin-kan and Zeno-sama had observed that Goku of the future had locked up the god of destruction Beerus, making them both unconcerned, since Beerus was represented a huge threat to the Saiyans due to his enormous whim. Well, it seems that we won't have to intervene. The story will be able to follow its course correctly. Great Zeno-sama, it seems to me that you're wrong. The god of destruction Beerus is more powerful than you think. Remember that he's one of the strongest of all the gods of destruction. I don't think that energy can contain him for long. Don't be hasty, Daishin-kan. Do you doubt the capabilities of the Saiyan? Remember that the energy with which he was locked up was his own. It's practically as if Beerus trapped himself on his own. Anyway, it seems that he forgets why they were chosen as gods of destruction. His power goes beyond that. That's why he has that position. Stop being so negative, Daishin-kan. Have a little hope. I won't say anything more, sir. Just observe with your own eyes. Meanwhile, on the planet Vegeta, 2 days had passed after they caught Beerus. Goku was training with Vegeta, because Vegeta had come to him after seeing the enormous power he had. Vegeta had left aside his pride when he realized that he was not the most powerful of the planet of the Saiyans, as he believed, while Bardock proudly saw how his son was training with Prince Vegeta, my greatest pride. I didn't expect anything from you, but I was very wrong. I never imagined what you were capable of. You were destined to be a low-class warrior, and that's why I planned to send you to Earth. I only had one goal for you, and that was to survive. I only wanted you to survive. And who would say, my son saved us from the destruction of the planet Vegeta, at the hands of the greatest tyrant of the universe, the one who enslaved us for years to him, as simple insects. I love you, son. Bardock would think this with a slight smile on his face. While both Dodoria and Zarbon, who had been captured by the Saiyans some time ago, were being enslaved and tortured as revenge by the Saiyans, Goku had told them that he himself killed Frieza with his own hands, and this made both Frieza's soldiers start to be afraid of him. Dodoria and Zarbon were now serving the Saiyans against their will. King Vegeta was the one who took the most advantage of them, not being able to do anything to him. He put all the work on them. While the other Saiyans mocked and spat at them, the soldiers were being terribly humiliated, leaving them on the floor wanting to reveal themselves. But when they tried, they would cut off a finger every time they tried to betray them. Now, because they would only serve as slaves, now the roles had changed. Meanwhile, Raditz as well as Vegeta also wanted Goku to train him, and Goku as well as Vegeta would train with him. He would teach them both how to transform into a Super Saiyan. They must concentrate all their anger and expel it at once. For this, something tragic has to happen, and something that really hurts them, to the point of feeling a rage that they've never felt before. Weeks would pass in which Goku would teach them how to get it, and both would finally get it, surpassing all the Saiyans who tried to go to Goku to have him teach them how to become a Super Saiyan. But he refused to teach this to all the Saiyans because it could cause an imbalance in the universe, with so many people having such power. Time would pass when the Saiyans began to notice a crack in the sky. Everything would light up completely. Everyone was unable to see what was happening. The bright light blurred everyone's vision. Goku would notice that something bad was happening. It can't be! What's happening? Because everyone's scared, he would look at the sky and notice what was happening. But what the hell is happening? Is it him? No, it can't be! At that moment, someone would descend from the ground and say, "Damn Saiyan, you thought you could get rid of me, but how could you believe that a mortal could trap me eternally, even with my own power? How naive you are, Saiyan." Mr. Beerus, I was waiting for you. I knew you would come out, although it took a long time. It was exhausting waiting for you here several days. I never noticed his presence. Incredible. I knew you'd be waiting for me, Whis. Now watch how I finish these miserable Saiyans. King Vegeta would see this, which made some tears come to his eyes, because he believed he was free of that threat. Mr. Beerus, nice to see you again. What do you want? Shut your mouth, King Vegeta. You bit my hand as soon as you could. You're scum, like the others. But, sir, I said shut up, or do you want me to kill you right now? Goku would see this and say, I should have figured it out. It's Lord Beerus. I figured that wouldn't hold them for long, but part of me thought it would work. And what are you planning to do, Beerus? What's your plan? Destroy this miserable planet? You've given me enough trouble already. Looks like I'll have to fight him again. Don't worry, Kakarot. I'll fight too. Raditz and Vegeta would transform into Super Saiyans, and both of them would throw themselves against the God of Destruction. No, don't do it! You're no rival to him! Let me handle it, please. Raditz and Vegeta would ignore this completely and attack the God of Destruction. The God of Destruction, Beerus, would see this. But what idiots, you damn brats. At that moment, Beerus with a single blow would leave them wounded on the ground, without being able to move. It can't be. I didn't even see where he hit me. He's extremely fast. I had never seen anything like that. Stupid. I told them to stay out of it. If I tell them it's for a reason, but they don't listen to me. That's why they're like this. I told them that I would take care of it. Part of that didn't they understand? Sorry, brother. I thought we could at least distract him. I appreciate it, but they're too weak. Is this the reality? And they must accept it. This is something that only I can do. King Vegeta would see his son on the ground, and he would help him by taking him to a recovery capsule. At that moment, Goku would transform into a Super Saiyan Blue God, getting ready to fight. Saiyan, you think with that much power you can beat me? What makes you think it will happen again? Don't be an idiot. Meanwhile, in the future, Goku from the other timeline saw how things happened in the past, thanks to a hologram created by Whis that allowed him to see the constant present of the past. And he would see how his effort was in vain, because Beerus had escaped from his Seal of Souls, leaving him perplexed. It's impossible. Then all my effort to travel to the past and save them was in vain. I gave everything I had in that fight to seal him. It only lasted for a few days. Damn, he's very powerful. Beerus, who was watching this, would also see that the Beerus from the other timeline had escaped and would say, "Ha ha ha! I expected nothing less from me. I knew he would escape. To lock someone like me up, you need more. And why the hell didn't I mention any of this when I told him about my plan to stop his version of the past? He's a cheeky Mr. Beerus. Well, do you think it would feel good about me helping you kill myself? Even if it's not me directly, it really hurts." Whis would laugh, saying, "Mr. Beerus, you don't change. Besides, do you think I care about the lives of those individuals? As long as it doesn't affect this timeline, it's irrelevant to me. I'll have to go back to that past again and do it better. I can't let history continue. Otherwise, those Saiyans must survive at all costs." Of course not, Goku. You won't go back to the past anymore. I only allowed you to do it once because you've done me enough favors. I won't let you do it again. You know damn well that's against the rules. In the end, they'll end up punishing me because of you. Thy Shinkan knows that I'd be accomplice to this. Mr. Beerus, I'll do anything. Please let me travel back in time again. I need to fix it. I already told you, Goku. You won't travel back in time. If Mr. Beerus refuses to help you, I can't do it. Goku would accept this, but he really didn't plan to sit idly by. He was on the planet of Beerus, and he would ask the Whis to take him back to his planet, after he had been left alone. And seeing that Whis had gone back to the planet of the god of destruction Beerus, Goku would go to Bulma and ask her if she could create another time machine. And he would explain to her which timeline he wanted to go to, but Bulma would say that it was practically impossible to travel to the past. But Goku would say that it was not impossible, because he'd already done it before. How did you do it? You never told me anything about it. That's because it's a secret. Nobody can know that I traveled to the past thanks to a wish I made to the Dragon Zerama with the Super Dragon Balls. He didn't want to accept it at the beginning, because it violated the rules, but I managed to convince him to grant me that wish. But how is it possible that you could convince the dragon to do it? It was thanks to Puar, Yamcha's friend. I told him to use Zeno-sama's body, and that's how I was able to trick Dragon. When he saw that it was Zeno-sama, he didn't even question the wish and just granted it. And why don't you do the same thing again? Because Mr. Beerus forbade me to do it. And if I look for the Super Dragon Balls again, he'll realize. That's why this time I need your help, Bulma. But I told you that it's practically impossible to travel to the past. At this time, I've not yet acquired enough technology to do so. For now, I can only create a machine to travel to the future, but not to the past. But please, I need you to try, Bulma. Maybe you've not done enough. There must be a way to travel to the past. You still haven't told me why you want to go to the past. Why are you so eager to go there? I need to change the timeline. If I let it flow as it is now, it'll eventually affect our timeline. How do you know that it'll affect it? I talked to the Oracle Fish while Beerus was sleeping, and he told me the premonition. He told me that I had to stop it as soon as possible, because he had this to the god of destruction Beerus, but he did not take it seriously. I understand, Goku. I see that it's really serious. I'll try to help you with this. I'll do my best to create that machine. I just need you to find me some certain materials. Traveling to the past is much more complex than traveling to the future, so Bulma would ask Goku for extremely rare elements, such as rhodium, 10 grams of antimatter, 450 grams of californium, nuclear paste, and others. Goku would manage to find each of these things, but in some he needed the help of Shenron from Earth to get it. Beerus would notice that on Earth someone invoked the Shenron dragon, but it didn't take much importance since he was from Earth. Bulma was surprised to see that Goku had brought her everything she had asked for, especially seeing that he managed to get nuclear paste and put it in a jar. Goku had to use some of his power to be able to contain the nuclear paste in the jar. After this, Bulma would start with the construction of the time machine, while Goku would ask Whis to go train on the planet of Beerus while Bulma built the machine, so that they wouldn't suspect. Meanwhile, in the past, planet Vegeta. The young Goku had transformed into a Super Saiyan Blue state and he would launch himself to attack Beerus, making Beerus retreat. But this was insignificant for the god of destruction. Goku was hit by Beerus, but he kept getting up to continue fighting. Beerus, tired, would give him an accurate blow in the stomach that would send him flying thousands of miles away, tripping over some houses and killing those who were inside due to the great impact, causing a big explosion in the distance. Goku would see this and more agony would throw himself against the god of destruction. Goku would only manage to hit him a few blows, but it was still useless. Seriously, you're pathetic, kid. I feel sorry for you as you fight for your planet to prevent it from being destroyed, but what a shame you can't do anything. I see the desperation in the eyes of all these Saiyans. They know they're about to be annihilated. Nobody wants a race like yours to prevail in the universe. They're a pest. Bardock would look at Beerus with rage, clenching his fists. He had great impotence knowing that in a moment like this, he's someone completely useless. Gine would see Bardock's rage and would tell him, "Calm down. You shouldn't feel like that. It's not your fault this is happening. I know the importance that you have for being able to do anything, but you must accept it. If our destiny is to die now, then so be it." "Gine, my life doesn't matter at all to me. What worries me is our son Kakarot. He'll die with us, something I always tried to avoid, and now it's something inevitable." Beerus, tired of this, would create an immense ball of energy that made the whole planet shine. "It was a pleasure to meet you. Now disappear." In that instant in the future, she would have finished creating the time machine. Apparently, she had been able to achieve it, impressing herself seeing that she exceeded her capabilities. She would tell Goku and he would thank her for this. So he would get into the time machine, turning on all the engines and putting the coordinates of the timeline and the exact moment he wanted to travel to. He had turned on all the engines of the machine. In the past, those present would also begin to notice a white portal opening, which made Goku think, "He came to save us again. We really needed him." But that smile on his face would disappear when he saw that the portal had closed without anyone coming out of it. But what happened? What was that? Meanwhile, in the future, Goku had turned on the machine, it was working properly, but when he was about to travel to the past, the machine did not support and had an overload of energy, causing it to be completely destroyed. No, this can't be happening. What the hell happened? It seemed that it was a failure, Goku. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry that things happened that way. Meanwhile, in the past, in the palace of Zeno-sama, Great Zeno-sama, it seems that things did not go as expected. They got out of control. What do you plan to do? Unfortunately, we will have to intervene.